are here because the outside world rejects you. This is your family.
All right, next we got a little bit more info on the Seth Rogen Ninja Turtles movie. Just a little bit more information of what was shown at the Annecy Festival. This information was sent over to us from Dan, who runs the TMNT, The Next Chapter Instagram page. Great page documenting everything that's been coming out regarding this movie. But yeah, let's take a look here. It appears this comes from a French article from the website Comic Systems that Dan happened to translate, and here's what it revealed. During the Nickelodeon Animation/Paramount Pictures panel at the 2022 Annecy Festival, the next Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles adventure was shown. While the film is not expected for another year, the sister companies of Paramount Global have decided to talk about the next film that will breathe new life into the franchise around the four mutant brothers in cinema. After trying the adventure of hybrid characters in computer graphics in a live-action universe, our heroes will return with a new animated release in the same vein as some of the recent releases that have marked animation cinema. A word of warning, and this is where the translation might get a little iffy here. It says, the band didn't allow any recording during the panel, so we don't have any images and some information may be incomplete. The information below was revealed by director Jeff Rowe, who made a video in which he mentions the tone of the film and the graphic style of the film we will have when it is released next year. First, it starts off with the graphic style, and then it says, this is the most complicated part to explain, but at the same time, the most exciting because it details why this film is interesting. He started off by making a joke about drawings instead of taking math class. The director explained that they developed a new way to bring their drawings to life, much in the same style as his latest film, The Mitchells vs. the Machines, while incorporating elements from Spider-Man into the Spider-Verse. Rowe and his team showed us new technology capable of playing sketches they make. Let's skip ahead a little bit here. It says, basically, the characters will be 3D, so far so good, but they will have 2D elements like sketches and therefore draft lines to add some kind of texture to the characters. In addition, these rather rough drawings can be modeled to create totally original effects and above all, save time in the creation and perfection of the effects. If we take a slightly more telling example, it would be like drawing explosion effects on paper with lots of lines in all directions, and their technique would take these lines and make them completely usable elements in the film. Interesting. I kind of see what they're talking about here. Let's take a look at the next slide here. All right, the next section is testing video. It says there was not a whole lot to say except that the graphic style is very similar to these two Sony Picture animation films. I think they're referring to Spider-Verse and The Mitchells. Then it says not only for the 3D processing, but also the way the colors, effects, and graphics are handled. Character expressions, we even see small effects like in comics, kind of small drawings over the character to show emotion. And above all, one of the most important elements is this little jerk effect or skipping of images, frame skips, which is the signature of the Spider-Verse. A small excerpt which serves as demo video was shown to us in order to have a better idea of the style of the film. Here's the description of that excerpt. Raphael was trying to get on a skateboard, and one of his brothers, we don't see which one, is filming the scene from his smartphone. And as he gets on the board, he runs straight into a store and breaks something. Raphael runs away laughing and tells his brother to leave. Recording stops. All right, let's take a look at the next slide. It says characters. We drew the characters as they would have drawn themselves. The goal is to amplify their world and focus on the teenage side, Jeff Rowe. Then it says it was with this statement that Rowe was able to explain that the characters will each have their own style and that it would be noticed not only in their personality, but also by their look. And that's what brings me to two essential points of their presentation. They are the sum of the different versions that preceded them, and above all, the artworks that were previously unveiled are indeed official. I believe they're talking about the ones that came out a couple months back that got taken down. You can still find them if you go look for them online. Anyways, next it says, first, when I talk about the sum of previous versions, it's to talk not only about their personality, but above all, about their look. For me, these characters are combinations of the best elements of all the iterations that we have experienced since their first animated appearance. We can particularly notice it with elements like Raphael's bandana, which is wide later, as in the Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2018. I think they're talking about the pirate style bandana. Next it says the color of the characters, which is a little bit more reminiscent of the first TMNT series 1987. Then it says, or again, the style of the city that had evolved with this series TMNT 2003. So maybe they're talking about like the sceneries and stuff, maybe like the backgrounds and stuff look like 2003 cartoon. Not really sure what they mean there. Then it says, secondly, I can confirm that the artwork that appeared on the web is indeed official. I hadn't thought of it right away because the announcements followed one another and I didn't expect to see content on this film. Then we get a little bit of a breakdown in the translation. I believe it says someone on Twitter asked him the question if it was the turtles that were revealed in those concept art images. And he says the shape of the nose, the colors, the look of the characters, everything was the same, but with a cleaner 3D treatment. All right, well, that's good to know that they look a little cleaner in the actual finished animation. All right, let's move on over to the next slide. It says the atmosphere, several goons, that is to say the little enemies that have been unveiled to show us what the film will look like. And in a way, the atmosphere is also reflected there with the style that delves into novelty while embracing nostalgia. We have a new film that will truly create a new chapter in the characters' stories. Certainly elements of the city have been shown, and they quickly bring to mind what we have seen in recent series, such as a sky with a purple tint or a very dark tint, and a very bright and colorful city. Interesting. First thing that comes to my mind when I read that is kind of the Rise of the TMNT aesthetic when it comes to like the backgrounds and stuff. Then it says, there is only one element that didn't strike me, probably because it wasn't shown, and that was the absence of their father, Splinter. All right, so it looks like no images or anything of Splinter was shown. Although when they did have those concept images come out before they were taken down, there was an image in that I remember of Splinter before he was mutated. He appeared to just be a rat with a brown fur, from what I remember. But yeah, that seems to be it. The last slide pretty much just talks about the production, that the film's coming out August 2023, and it just talks about everybody that's involved. But yeah, let me know what you think of these new details from the stuff that was talked about and shown over at the Annecy Festival. Would love to see what you guys have to say down below in the comments. But that's it for this video. Thanks everybody for watching. Remember to subscribe if you're new, follow on all the social media pages. Links are down below in the description, and I will see you guys in a little bit with another one. Take care.
Armed.